Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this is the part 2 video all about the April the 2nd full moon. It's April the 1st, New York EDT time, by the way. So do have a look at my part 1 video, and the part 1 video tells you all about how to take a pause and do attunement, vision work and self-empowerment work arising from the energies of this or any full or new moon. And of course it focuses on the full moon of April the 2nd, and well, one point is that it comes just after the spring equinox of March the 21st. So the point is, the days are getting longer, the power of the sun is getting greater, and we too need to connect with that and internalize it. So this full moon has moon at 18 Virgo, sun at 18 Pisces in Vedic Sidereal Zodiac, or moon at 12 Libra and sun at 12 Aries in Western Tropical Zodiac. And just a point about working with the full moon before I go into some wonderful detail. I strongly recommend that everyone take a pause that day and surrounding days and for the rest of the lunation to ideally review how things are in your life, to connect with the energies that are around you and are affecting you, to give space for that, time for that, and then do meditation and self-transformation work. Each of us benefits so very much, so very well from doing this. Now in part 1 video, we've already understood the energies of the moon, the sun and Saturn, and understand how to work with these. So let me now give you a preview of the other really important energies that will also be around us at the time of this full moon and the ongoing lunation, and how we might work with these. These cover such crucial to know about issues as Neptune conjunct Saturn, Neptune at 8 Vedic Pisces, Saturn at 11 Vedic Pisces. Know that this is such a wonderful time for doing deep vision work, Neptune, and also giving it structure and purpose and hard work, Saturn. It's been going on for some months now and will run further. I myself have been doing the most wonderful land energies course with an organisation called Spiritual Rewilding. And the link to that website is is below the YouTube screen. But also adding to that, work contacting my wild self, and indeed bringing in past life hypnotherapy work, to make that perception as to that past life and my wild self in this life. So becoming so much more of the fullness who I am, who I incarnated to be in this life. And you too can do that. Get to book a reading with me. Links to your astrology. And do see, I did a couple of earlier videos in the year presenting the energies of Saturn conjunct Neptune. One of them is entitled Saturn conjunct Neptune. Your intuitive work flowers with structure, and the link for that is below the YouTube screen. Now the second major thing to know about that I'm mentioning that we definitely need to know about and do work with is that Ketu, the south node of the moon, transits Maga Nakshatra, and Ketu's at 13 degrees Vedic Leo. Ketu, south node, transits Maga Nakshatra from March the 28th until December the 5th, 2026. So Maga Nakshatra, one of the wonderful 27 lunar signs of Vedic astrology, occupies from 0 Leo, arising out of the Gandanta from Cancer to Leo, to 1320 Leo. And Maga Nakshatra itself is ruled by Ketu. Its devata is the Pitris, or the forefathers. Its symbol is the throne. So this transit will really touch your identity, especially if you have planets in Maga Nakshatra or aspected from there. You may at this time really question yourself. How do you see yourself? Questioning also how others perceive me. Something that once was defined as existing in yourself or your life may lose its importance now. That's the nature of Ketu. It's cutting destructive energy. And this isn't a loss. It's a refinement. And what stays will feel more real, more powerful and more aligned. And this transit of Ketu transiting Maga Nakshatra forces us to a reckoning now of our issues of our personal power, our leadership, and our inherited family karmas. It's very powerful. If it affects you, it can lead to sudden shifts in career, status, or ancestral issues. It's a time of karmic reckoning. Look out for the manifestation of this in your life from the time of this full moon. Indeed, going back to March the 28th. Work to understand it. Work to understand it. Embrace it. Do transformation work with it. Shed issues that are no longer affected and authentic to your true self. That's wonderful work you must do if it applies to you at the time of this full moon. Ketu will strip away superficiality. Do devote time to checking out if this is happening to you now. Do the work to identify what exactly is karmically being demanded of you by Ketu, Lord of Karma, and to work with it for the highest steps forward in your karmic manifestations in your life now. Well, the next one's huge. If it applies to you, if it connects to planets in your chart and houses in your chart, and that is that Pluto at 11 Vedic Capricorn is square Venus, now at 8 Vedic Aries. And of course this will, go on as long as Venus is in orb to Pluto. Now a Pluto square Venus transit is also a transformative period, compelling us to confront hidden shadow material stuffed down into our unconscious and our shadow that we consciously don't know about, that can actually be running our life. And so we need to raise that to the light, and again, contacting me for a reading. I know ways of doing that. I can share that with you as well as your astrology. And thus we can grow into our proper power, our proper sense of value, and our proper expression of love. And this will apply if either of those planets, Pluto or Venus, is affecting planets in our chart or relevant houses in our chart. Don't resist that. Don't resist this work if it's applying to you. Another very huge one that it's been going on for a long time and will do for another long time, and that is Chiron conjunct Aries. It's been at the very end of Vedic Pisces for ages, and now it's just moved over into the first degree of Vedic Aries. So deep in the Pisces Aries Gandanta. Pisces Aries Gandanta, sorry. Gandantas are zones of immateriality and unsupportiveness that can open us to going beyond the worldly mindset and issues to the God realm beyond. But they're not easy necessarily to live in and handle. As I said, it's a very long-running conjunction, and experiencing this, if you recognise you're experiencing this agitation, this endless repetition of your wound issues, will actually offer you such an opportunity for healing and strengthening if your planets are affected by it. It's been on top of my moon conjunct conjunct Sedna at the very end, 29 degrees 56 Aries. And I've gone through such sort of calls of awareness of my woundedness, but also healing in the last few months, many months. So if you know about it, make useful sense of the energies, perceive them more clearly. Do the healing work. This is big. Again, get a reading from me all about it. An important thing is that Mercury is closing on Mars. And so we mustn't slip into domestic rows and tetchiness now. They're in exact conjunction on the 20th of April at 14 Vedic Pisces. Another utterly huge energy to mention that's again very long running is that Uranus is conjunct Sedna. Uranus is at 4 Vedic Taurus, Sedna is at 6 Vedic Taurus. This is the energy of revolution, but can be very, very huge change, if it's affecting planets in your chart and relevant houses in your chart. And of course, on the global stage, it amounts to big, terrible revolution. For example, if Taurus is our 11th house, through hard work, there could be a big jump in profits, for example. Cutting out, work features that in fact harm profits. Supporting work features that will boost them. The next item I'd list is that Jupiter, and this is the final item I'm picking out, is that wonderfully Jupiter is going direct at last. Jupiter turned direct on March the 10th, and Jupiter is now at 21 Vedic Gemini, soon wonderfully to enter Vedic Cancer, where Jupiter does so well. So this means that Jupiter going forward, and indeed then later moving into Vedic Cancer, means that he's shedding his optimum energies of blessing, sense of purpose, and connection to the divine upon us. Check out what areas of your consciousness and your life are being affected by this Jupiter direct energy now, and optimize those, give them more space, let them flower. I've just come back from a mindfulness session at the West Sligo Family Resource Centre, and I didn't know what it would be particularly like. But the insights I was offered there and received there have changed my life. For example, on the issue of how I feel about people who have been awful and harmful to me. You know, that's an example of Jupiter going direct and affecting us. So as I said, do get a reading. Go to my Star Wheel Astrology website for a reading. My readings are ever so thoroughly prepared for and do offer such incredible insights and healing approaches. I also do, of course, relationship astrology. I've got a love star dating website for those who are on a spiritual journey and who are seeking love. I do wonderful child astrology readings, wonderful astrology plus shamanic journeys, detailed studies of the karmas affecting you in this life. And yes, absolutely, do check out my astrology courses. There are quite a number of them. They always combine both Vedic and Western astrology, so they're immensely thorough. And you absolutely do need both to get a true picture of your karmas, your present life, and your predictive astrology. You need both. And actually, my reading includes a deep dive. My astrology courses include a deep dive study of every planet and asteroid in your chart, your astrology, but also a very special feature is that when you're doing them, you also offer the reading for every planet and asteroid of mine in my chart. And thus, you're not just focusing on yourself at a deep level where we meet up to comment and so forth, or I respond in writing. But you're also testing out your interpretive abilities on me too, and offering healing advice and so forth. And incidentally, my third website is the Druid Forest School website, and that offers the most wonderful sacred West of Ireland tours. It also, I teach the Ogham, also called in Ireland known as the Ogham, the wonderful tree alphabet of the ancient Irish Druids. And I cross-reference very fully to your astrology, because, for example, the oak tree is all about our strength energies. Well, what does your astrology say about your strength? You is about intuition. What does your astrology advise about your intuitive powers and how to contact them? I teach the runes, the alphabet of the ancient Norse, and many more things. Go to the Druid Forest School website. So I hope this has helped about the April the 2nd full moon and ways of working with it. There's such a lot on offer to you now if you listen to this part 1 video and now this part 2 video which follows that. So thank you and all blessings.